I have nothing but pride because I have a child who's 3 years and 5 months in long-term recovery. In 2 days, that's what it'll be. And I have so much hope for him. And I'm just proud of how he's living his life, how he's gotten through this, and all the steps he's had to take, which are very, very difficult for a young person. It's a whole new way of life that is so not typical of a young person. Unfortunately, their entertainment is, has to do with bars and parties and concerts and music festivals where substances obviously play a key part of it. And kids in recovery have to learn how to acclimate to doing different things, or at least doing the same things without needing that substance. Sometimes they have a remarkable adjustment. It's like, oh, I can go to this concert and I can remember it and I can have fun, and I don't need anything to help me do that. And gosh, I forgot how much playing is fun. Just water skiing or fishing or bowling or hiking, doing things more physical that get you outside and get you moving. And it's almost like a whole new lease on life they can have. They don't have to always see it as an ending. They can actually, participate in family life and say those words, I love you and thank you, and it's good. No, I had no experience with this whatsoever. And that's when you come in cold to a situation like that, you got some catching up to do. And obviously you go through the whole denial. You can manage it. I can help you manage it. I know they might call that codependency or whatever, but you're a parent. So it's not like you're dealing with an adult who should know better, who should take care of themselves. This is a child who's going through, both physical and mental growth, and they're still so dependent on you for everything. So you take charge of it. But the bottom line is it's still an addiction. It's still that 3 C's, right? You didn't cause it, can't control it, can't cure it. But you can help them find their path to recovery. You see your child on a substance and you have every excuse in the book for it. Well, he has attention deficit disorder, or he's just tired, or he's not sleeping well, and they come up with the same excuses too, just like an adult would. But then you want to protect them from all the bad things that happen with addiction, the legal issues and everything, and then it just hits home, and you go, this kid's in trouble. So, but they are, and just like an adult, they have to want to get help, to get treatment. They have to say, I've had enough of this. And that's not always an easy thing for a young adult to do, or an adolescent. They just don't understand the ramifications of substance abuse, and they think they can stop, or they think they can control it, or what will they do if they can't do everything that their peers are doing? Because with substance abuse being so rampant, especially in young people, I guess it would depend on whether I knew the family involved, or how severe the problem is. I feel that, yes, I've become quite savvy to recognize I'm just getting bombed on Saturday night, to, well, you just woke up this morning and took a shot of whatever to get over your hangover. So I would think I'm strong enough now to approach a parent. But again, it's if I feel close enough to them. Because there's a fine line between accusations and trying to be helpful. Addictions, of course, disrupt the whole family dynamic. Physically, I couldn't sleep. I worried all the time. At the same time this was all happening, I ended up having a cardiac problem. Yeah, it's okay, but I still to this day wonder if the stress of all this and all the worry didn't contribute to it. You're so, it's like a grieving process. You're just so depressed. You can't believe your child is going through this, and you feel so bad for them, and you want to make it all better, to use a childlike reference, and you're like, what did I do wrong? It's so much blame, so much guilt on your part. Why didn't I see this sooner? Why didn't I be a more strict parent? Why did I go, okay, this is, part of growing up, trying a few beers, whatever. What I don't understand nowadays is the things that kids try. They have no fear, and that's what I cannot get over. It doesn't have to be a rite of passage that, your kid gets drunk or gets high, or I think there's a real need for parents to be educated on abuse, substance abuse, and how quickly an addiction can grab hold of a child, and that it's nothing to be ashamed of, that it is a disease. It's not a character flaw in your child. But having said that, I would say that the bottom line is you have to be a badass parent. You have to be the one that says, no, you cannot go to that party. I know what's going to happen, and you cannot go. Kids sneak out, kids find a way, but if they know that the people that mean the most to them don't approve of what they're doing, it might just give a little bit more, maybe I shouldn't do that. This will really make my mom and dad mad, or they just need to have a little bit more fear of repercussions. So yeah, I know the schools are doing a pretty good job with the DARE program, but they need to take it a step further, especially with the drug epidemic, especially on the Eastern Shore with, opiate use and the heroin problem that's come out of that. But they have to know about the signs. It's terrible, but it's simply, where's that cash I had in that drawer? Where did that go? Why does it look like someone's been rifling through my stuff? Why are they nodding off in the middle of a sentence? I think alcohol use is a little easier because you can smell it on them. And smell your kid's breath when they come home. Really, you've got to be proactive about this, or you just can't turn a blind eye to it as, again, like it's a rite of passage. It's not. It doesn't have to be. So.
What do you think we could do as a community? Just kind of off the record, but just kind of. This is really good, by the way.
Oh,
but it spurs me on to wonder if there. And I know that they've had community meetings before, Talbot Partnership, etc. Seems like it should be done more often. Concerned parents, something like that.
Yes.
Let's get together and talk. It doesn't have to be a formal thing. You can have one speaker talking about, here are the characteristics, this is what we can do. But I think that if the parents didn't feel alone in all this, it might be.
Well, it's just like anything else. Raising children, it requires so much energy, and you're going 50 million directions. So if you don't think your child has a problem, why do I have to learn about this? Why do I have to focus on this? But I think, honestly, media is doing a way better job of bringing it to light. And from our governor down to Sheriff Gamble, they're focusing on how this is just it's the root cause of so many problems in our area, crime and health and everything else. So it needs to be, if there was an epidemic of burglaries, everybody would want to know about it and talk about it and figure out how to prevent it. So let's put this in the same category.